Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I've been out on a bike from BMW Sycamore in WITHAM, and today I'm out on the K1600 B, the bagger. And the engine, compared to the usual boxers that I'm out on quite a lot, wow, it feels super smooth. It's beautiful. So first and foremost, this is a very big bike. It's a tourer. It's a mile muncher, and it's very, very comfortable, very neutral position. You've got all of the usual creature comforts that you expect on a BMW. Switchgear is very similar, but there are some changes and different things. As you can see in front of me now, the screen is going up. So I've got an electric screen on this one. For the summer when it gets too hot, we've also got some air vents that open up here on the side of the bike, but I'll show you that more on the bike walk around. Massive screen, keyless ride. As I say, heated grips, heated seat, lots and lots of goodies that we're going to find all about. But first and foremost, I just want to say that the engine's an absolute peach. The quick shifter is beautiful, like butter. Yeah, it's a very, very comfortable riding experience so far. We've got a bit of a wet road, so I want to be very careful here. Wet and stones, lovely. What a great combination. Just going to be very careful as we come down here. It does feel like a big bike, and getting the feel, I think, is going to be a bit of a struggle, but as we open her up and pull out, that's not a problem. That's absolutely easy peasy, but I'm getting quite a lot of wind to my helmet, so I'll bring the screen up to its highest point. Got to be honest, guys, you're going to be hearing that in the video, no doubt. But that's, I've got to duck behind to get the wind away from me. So that's a bit of a minus. I don't like that too much. Cruise control set on, and I'm not sure if this bike's got if it's got the radar cruise. Let's see, shall we? If I try and set it to faster than I'll go, it's not stopping me, no. We'll see about that in a minute, if I can set the radar cruise. If it's got radar cruise, I'm not sure. But it's a very neutral riding position, like I say. Well, look at that guy going over the white line. Very neutral riding position, very comfortable. It's the sort of bike that you can definitely do lots of miles on. Motorway speeds, not a problem. But yeah, very windy. Not happy with that. I mean, look, if I duck, I'm ducking behind now, and you can hear there's no wind. But when I sit up, there's plenty of wind. So I'm not too sure if there are optional screens, but if there are for the bagger, then I would definitely get a taller screen to assist with the wind noise that I'm currently experiencing. So as per usual, I've left Sycamore BMW Motorrad on the A12, and we'll take the usual route that we normally take along the fast roads through Chelmsford town centre, and then we'll do some country lanes, no doubt. Other things about this bike that are unusual: it's got a reverse gear, which is here. Apparently you put it into neutral, press R, and then the bike will begin to take itself backwards. And I suppose for such a big bike, it's something that is helpful when you get into tight spots. We have keyless ride, obviously, so that means no key required for the tank, so that's nice and convenient. And we also have a charge point to the right-hand side, just below my right hand, if you can see that on the video now. But again, I'll run through it on the bike walk around. So here we are, 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour on the A12. It kind of floats along the tarmac. I wouldn't say you feel completely in contact with what's going on. You know, the feel of the bike is a little bit, it's not quite there. And I'm in 6th gear, now doing 80, and you can feel the feedback from the engine. But it's only doing 3,500 revs though, so it's well within itself. 10,000 on the rev counter on this bike. So getting up to speed, high speed, no problem at all. You've got luggage on this bike. The left hand bag as I sit will take a full face lid with a little bit of persuasion. The right hand lid will take a 15 to 25 litre bag. My rucksack today is in that case, and I'm very thankful for that storage. It's very useful. The quick shifter up and down is extremely smooth. But yeah, on these big roads, guys, on the A roads, on the motorway, it's going to be absolutely plain sailing. Nice and easy. And obviously the cruise control works nicely. Again, I'm not sure if it has radar cruise, but we'll have a look at that later on. I've only just jumped on the bike and I don't want to muck about too much because I want to concentrate on riding the bike. I'm in road at the moment. You've got dynamic, you've got rain, you've got road. So those are the three modes. So only three modes on this bike. Dynamic does, of course, liven the bike up. Makes it feel very good indeed. You've got a split screen situation. So if you hold the spinny wheel over to the right, it then gives you other options, but we'll go through that as well. That's not something that I'm familiar with, but it's a lovely big screen. No problems with the screen at all. The mirrors are good, excellent visibility. Just a little bit of a change in feel, having these big side mirrors that you have to push with your fingers rather than grip with your hand to change the angle on smaller bikes. But anyway, so far so good, guys. Yeah, very comfortable, very capable, lovely quick shifter, beautiful sounding engine. I'd say slightly less feedback than you get from a Boxer engine. But let's see what she sounds like revving up at the lights, shall we? Yeah, it sounds nice. The Triumphs are my favourite. It's very nice, isn't it? That sound. There's no storage here in the front, but you have got the speakers for the radio. I'm not really too sure how much radio I'm going to be listening to while I'm riding, especially with my ear defenders in, but we can see about that, can't we? Yeah, really very different to the Boxer engine, which is not a bad thing. It's just a totally different experience, but the pickup on it is epic. It's super quick. No problems with that at all. So, fast roads, no problem at all. Big tick for this bike. Let's just see how she manoeuvres in these slower speeds. It's quite a big wide bike, so I'm not going to filter, to be honest. I'm just going to take it easy. And in this slightly colder weather, what are we? Well, it says it's 14 degrees. That can't be right, can it? I was expecting it to be quite cold today. Oh, he's expecting me to go, isn't he? Of course he is. You just tap that quick shifter and it just clicks upwards. It's lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Very nice indeed. Yeah, so 2 up on this bike, no problem at all. You're going to have a very happy Pillion. We've got heated seats on this bike as well. I'll try and go through that in a minute if I can, because that's something that's very important for the UK, because for large portions of the year it is below 14 degrees and that becomes problematic with riding in comfort. But this, your girlfriend or boyfriend will be completely happy with the comfort levels that this bike offers. Just got a small patch on my screen that won't demist, which is really annoying. On my visor. Maybe it's not open. But yeah, on these small roads, 30s and 40s, no problem at all. It feels quite planted. Very sure of itself. Very easy to ride. I've ridden the R1250 RT. That's probably the biggest bike of this kind that I've ridden before this this bagger, and it's not a million miles different. Coming up to the standstill position, it's nice and easy. Its low centre of gravity is nice. It doesn't want to lean one way or the other. As I say, great visibility out of the mirrors, beautiful gear changes, familiar BMW switchgear, and absolutely no problems at all really here. Very, very comfortable. With the boxes, of course, that gives you the freedom to take quite a bit with you. They're not huge, the boxes, but they are ample, and will, you know, because they're integrated into the bike, there's no mucking about putting boxes on and off like I have on my R1250R, for example. So it just works nicely. The boxes are lockable via a lock button just up here on the right hand side. And yeah, it's all working nicely at the moment, guys. I've put the screen down to its lowest position as we're only doing 30. Let's see how that feels. I mean, personally, if I have a screen and it's cold, I'm going to ride with the screen up, but like I say, on the motorway, that screen is just creating more noise. It's not tall enough to completely, you know, cover you from the wind going on. Not that it's a particularly breezy day. I mean, as you look at the trees to the right and left of the road here, they're not moving, so there's no real breeze today. It's all going along nicely. I know, nice wheelie. Speed camera, speed camera, speed camera. As we meander into Chelmsford Town Centre, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's continued to view my channel. I want to apologise for not producing more videos over the past few months, but work's just been absolutely crazy, so I've not had time to get out and make these recordings and then mix the videos back down. But I'll be doing this one, and I'm out on the where are we? The 1300, a GS Trophy 1300 next week, so the brand new model of that will be out on that next Thursday, and I'll put some shorts up of that bike before, and I'll get it all mixed down as soon as I can for you guys to see my point of view, my views on that, and obviously for you to see for yourself what that bike's all about. Okay, it's a red light, and on a bike, so I'm going to filter. Big bike, but no problems filtering up to the front of the light. Easy peasy. As we lift off, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Oh, we got lots of traffic here, look. I love a bit of traffic when I'm on the bike, because I just go, yeah, to look over my right shoulder, and then squeeze through. Cars can see me coming, they will adjust their trajectory accordingly. Very nice of you to do so. Thank you, chaps, thank you, chaps. Look at the state of this traffic. Actually, when I came into Chelmsford a week or so ago, I think it was quite bad, actually. I didn't know why. There's maybe some kind of roadworks going on. But, as I say, the bike just cuts through it like a dream. Just a perfect partner for traffic, the bike. Thank you. Go again. Because there's always a dip that you can get into. People always have room to move over, don't they? Thank you very much, thank you very much. There's always room to move over, until a certain point of course, but yeah, this is great through the traffic, guys. No problems at all. If you're doing any kind of motorway riding, I mean, this is going to be the absolute, you know, the absolute creme de la creme, really. You don't want to be on anything much smaller than this. I mean, it's just, it's beautiful. The tank's huge, you know. You've got your shortcut buttons down the side here, 1, 2, 3, 4, for different bits and pieces. What's on there at the moment? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bugger all by the looks of it. They're not set, I don't think. But anyway, that's that. You can set your favourites. Oh, she glides. She glides along on the low speeds. No problems at all. An absolute Rolls Royce of a motorbike, this one. I love it. I absolutely love it. Nice high handlebar. I mean, you've got sat-nav from the BMW app anyway, but if you wanted to put a sat-nav on, you've got no problems with this bar here. That will be nice and comfy. There's no forward storage here for anything, which is a little bit, you know, a little bit disappointing. You'd like a holder for a phone or something. Although, I have a sneaking suspicion this is something here, and I'll look at it when I stop. It looks like that's something you pull up. We'll have a look at that, and we will let you know accordingly. But yeah, so motorways tick, 30s and 40s tick, in and around town, filtering tick. Absolutely no problems at all, guys. It's a lovely bike to be on, and at 14 degrees as we approach the end of October. Yuck, he's spilling out fumes. Yuck. Yeah, I'm breathing them in. Yeah, sorry, I digress. At the end of October, where are we? 27th of October today, 14 degrees. It's dry. It's not sunny, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful motorbike. Absolutely wonderful. Please don't pull out on me. Thank you for not pulling it on me. Lovely. So we'll just do loop the loop like we always do. I'll do a little bit more on the smaller roads. In town. We're in Duke Street here, in Chelmsford. Self-cancelling indicators. What else have we got? Oh, that's the lights there. The lights are here. I'll go through all this later anyway. But yeah, dynamic mode is brilliant, as it is on the all the BMW bikes. Your levers are adjustable, different lengths for different size hands. I'm not sure if the seat's adjustable. We can have a little look at that. I'm sure you'll be able to buy different seats anyway, if you need to. Low speed balance is very, very good. Very, very good. Turning and handling. Red light. Need to slow down, stop the bike, put the foot down. Oh, and he stalls it. I'm in second gear, that's why. I shouldn't be in second gear. Philip. But it pulls away in second gear, no problem at all. Over the speed bumps, the suspension is smooth. There's a really nice feel to the bike. When you roll off when you're in the right gear, you do get some engine braking as well, which is nice. We're going to go right here as we normally do, under the railway bridge. Buses, taxis and motorbikes. That's me. No, don't get to me, please. We look lovely. Lovely motorbike. This is effortless, guys. Absolutely effortless. For a big bike, you're going to have no problems just getting on this, and within 10-20 minutes you will be at home. You know, it's an armchair of a motorbike, but the brakes on it are excellent. Everything's superb. I'm going to stop for this guy to cross. I want to show you. Yeah, we have got hill hold as well, which is excellent. So hill hold's good. Just stop it again. You've got to rev it a bit harder than you think you should. I think. There's a baby there. I would normally rev this through the tunnel, but I'm not going to because there's a little baby there. Let's do it now, shall we? Yeah, that lovely tunnel sound. Okay, guys, so we've done everything that I'm going to do so far before the bike walk around. We've done the fast roads, we've done the 40s, we've done the in-town riding. It's all a tick on this bike. It's an amazing machine. As I say, you'll become very, very comfortable with it very, very quickly. I'm 6'3" and I can easily flat foot. So, but you would struggle if you're a slightly smaller rider. So if they do a lower seat, I'll let you know. But yeah, overall, really, really impressed. Lots of creature comforts. Very easy to get used to. Brilliant mirrors, great engine. Switchgear is your brilliant BMW switchgear. The screen is superb. Keyless ride. I could go on, but I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to see you in a moment on the bike walk around. See you in a second, guys. everybody, here we are back again on Rittle Green. I'm not on the grass today because it is quite wet, and I'm out today on the BMW K1600 B, or the Bagger, as is probably better known to some of you out there. This bike begins at 21,000 for the base model. It's 1649cc 6-cylinder 4-stroke inline engine, 160 brake horsepower, 180 newton meters of torque, and a top speed of 180 miles an hour. 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. You've got a 26.5 litre tank, and the bike weighs 344 kilograms wet, so that is very, very heavy. But let me tell you that while I've been riding it around today for the first time, so long as you keep the bike moving along, and even at slow speeds, it really does feel very, very smooth and very, very agile, even for a very big bike. So the average miles per gallon on this bike, they quote, is 47.88 miles per gallon. 66 litres of storage on this bike with the two side cases. The case nearest to us now that you can see will hold a 25 litre bag, no problem. The case on the other side is slightly bigger and will hold a full face helmet, just about. The seat height is 750 millimetres. The wheelbase is 1618 millimetres. The suspension on the front has a travel of 115 millimetres, and the suspension on the rear has a travel of 125 millimetres. You've got dual front discs, which are 320 millimetres, BMW brakes on this bike, and the rear has a single disc. You've got ABS Pro. The bike comes in two colours. This colour is Manhattan Metallic Matte, which is like a grey, and they also do a Black Storm Metallic. On the bike, you've also got a 10.25 TFT display with all the usual connectivity, and we'll go through the screen a bit later on in the ride. You have got a few options with regards to charging on this bike. I've got a DIN socket here nearest to me, and apparently there are a couple of other options, but I've not found them yet, but we'll go through that and we'll see if we can locate those for you later. You've got a LED headlight, which has adaptive headlight and daytime running light. You've got configurable favourite buttons, 4 of those, intelligent emergency call, reverse gear, dynamic ESA, dynamic traction control, tyre pressure control, cruise control, Hill Start Pro, dynamic engine brake control, MSR, heated seats and grips, keyless ride, shaft drive, and ABS Pro. So those are most of the important facts and figures. The bike also has an electric screen, which I'll show you as well, which is really good. But we'll just walk around the bike now and let you see a bit more about the bike yourself, and I'll talk as we go round. So from the front, the bike really does have a very large, imposing kind of figure there. You can see you've got two spotlights down on the front of the bike as well. The mirrors are very good on this bike, really, really good experience with the mirrors so far, no problems at all. Comfort on the bike is really excellent, getting on and off of the bike, no problem at all. You've got these paddles here for your feet either side, which are really useful. The shortcut buttons that I was mentioning earlier are here, which you can set, and we'll have a little look at those later. Interestingly, on this bike as well, you do get a bit of heat coming up from the engine, and with regards to heat, you've got kind of a dissipator situation here where that will come out and allow air to flow through, and we've got one on the other side as well, like that. So when it gets a bit hot, you can redirect the air, which is really handy. As you can see, we've got big speakers on this bike, huge screen, keyless ride as indicated by this button here, and the keyless access to the tank. However, I'm low on fuel, and I have just tried to put fuel in the bike, and unfortunately I can't get this open at the moment, and I know that this is something that does go wrong from time to time, so I'll have a mention to BMW when I get back to SYCAMORE Motorrad in WITHAM later on. The mirrors are really good, really big, easy to use, to push, to get them in the right angle, and they give you all the vision that you need. The screen is in its lowest position at the moment, but is electric, and it's controlled by this button here. And overall, the riding position is really very, very comfortable indeed. The seat is very plush, really nice seat, and your Pillion is going to be very happy as well. And you've got heated seats as well as heated grips on this bike, 4-phase heating, which is really, really good. What else can I tell you about? Well, there's the engine there, and it's all tucked away cleverly. And you've also got a dual exhaust, I think, on this, but let's just double check. You've got one that side and one that side as well. Yeah, we've got 2 exhausts. Look at that, and the engine sound is awesome. When you start it up, it's really, really nice. You've got the foot pedal this side as well, so for cruising, That's nice and comfortable, but so far I've only used these pegs and they've been absolutely perfect, no problem at all. Your pillion pegs are really very comfortable there, and your pillion is going to be very, very comfortable on this bike, no problems at all. Good handrails also for security. Now onto the cases. It's a really simple situation. They're lockable, which is great. So up here you've got a button where you can basically lock the cases there, just one push and they're locked. They're open at the moment, so what we do is we push, and as we push this opens like that. Beautiful. Give it a pull forward. As you can see, I've got a bag in there. That's a 15-litre bag or a 20-litre bag. No problems at all. Get your gloves in there as well, and the fact that this is kind of hollowed out as well gives you a little bit of extra space, so that's good. So that's no problem at all. Give it a close and then lock it up like that, no problems at all. This is where your Pillion's heated seat control is, so they can access that while they're sitting there on the back of the bike. On this side we also have a case. This one is slightly bigger. I'm not sure exactly, but I'll put the information up for you. And when we open it up, you can see I've got my case in there just about. My helmet, should I say. My helmet is just about fitting in there. But you'll also get a few other bits and pieces in there as well as the helmet. So that's really, really good. Give that a shut, give that a slam. Okay, so that's kind of the aesthetics of the bike, so to speak. Just to let you know how she looks. As I say, down here you've got the big twin brakes, twin disc brakes, BMW branded. Underneath here you've got your radiator. There's the magic of the suspension, and a really big front light. That's really, really good. So I'm very impressed with the bike so far. For such a big bike, it rides very easily. It's a magical bike, really, really good. So we'll switch it on now and we'll run you through the screen. Usual situation if you're used to riding a BMW at the moment. It's a lovely big screen, really, really clear. No problems with the screen at all. As you can see, I've only got a few miles left by the looks of it. What have I got left? I'm pushing up on the menu button at the moment. You can see in the top right of the screen, it will scroll through your tyre pressure, how many miles you've got left, the miles the bike's done, the trip, the miles per gallon, all the usual bits and pieces are there. And that is amendable. As you know from my previous videos, you can amend that within the menus. Going through the switchgear quickly, we have the spinny wheel, we have the cruise control, we have your daytime running lights off and on, and I always leave them on. You've got your hazard lights, the menu button. This is for the screen, this button. So if I push up, the screen will come up. And I'll say at low speeds, the screen is fine. At high speeds, that screen is causing me problems because it's just buffeting air into my helmet. So I need something bigger, and I assume that BMW will do something different. But it is electric, and obviously it has multiple positions because wherever you stop pushing the button, it stops accordingly. So that's fine, that's really good, apart from the fact that it doesn't really give me any cover for my helmet, which is a problem, but you know, I'm sure there's a solution for that. We have the switch for the indicators, we have the horn. Let's have a listen to this. Oh wow, that is brilliant. That is one of the best horns I have ever heard. Absolutely awesome. So here also we have a reverse gear, which I'm not going to show you today, but basically, essentially, when I'm in neutral, if I hit reverse while I'm on the bike, it will start bringing the bike backwards. I will say that I've just been into the petrol station to try and refill, and I was able to move the bike backwards without the reverse gear, so it's possible. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's there for less confident riders, and that's absolutely fine. And here we have a button which I'm not quite sure what it does. Some kind of, oh, that's your fog light, actually. That's what that is. That's my fog light. So over to this side, we have the SOS. We have the lock for the cases, we have the start stop, and of course we have the mode button. And on this bike we have dynamic, rain and road. So this is the main screen. As we hit down on the menu button, this dives us into this screen here, and if we start from left to right, that's my vehicle. And this is going to give you all the usual information about your vehicle. If you're familiar with the BMW screens, then of course this is well, that's interesting. The appointment's due in 2016. That's a few years ago now, 7 years ago. Interesting. Something wrong with that. Then we've got a radio on this bike, and as you can see, you've got a big screen here. I'm not too sure how that's going to sound, but again, I'm not the sort of person that's going to listen to a radio on a bike because I've got my ear defenders in and I'm not going to hear much anyway, but maybe for sitting around and when you're chilling out, it's going to be something that's useful. And the ducks are even laughing at that, see? You've got your navigation, which obviously will hook up to your BMW app, which is absolutely fine. You've got media, telephone, and then into the settings. As we hit down on the menu button, this is the control button I'm using here, down on the menu button, we've got assist. So that's the damping, which you've got cruise or road. I've been on road, so I'll stick it in cruise and see how that goes. We've got load, which we can't do if the engine's not off. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'll look at that in a minute. DTC, HSC Auto. Ducks are laughing again. And HSC Pro, which you can turn off or on or be auto, and that's all. I think that's the hill hold. That's a hill hold. Yes, that's excellent. I like the hill hold. Heating. This is where you'll heat. So typically on smaller bikes, maybe you'll have a button on the switchgear here for the heated grips, but that isn't here. So you have to come into this section here to select the heating using the spinny wheel, and then we can set it to what we want. Basically, it's a little bit cold out here today, so I set everything to 2. So you've got grip heating and you've got rider seat heating. And as mentioned earlier, the heating for the Pillion seat, this seat here, is just here on the side of the box. Okay, so we come out of seat heating, back into settings. Heating, vehicle settings, alarm, tilt sensor, arm sensor, all the other bits and bobs there. Lights, auto daylight running, comfort turn indicator. That's basically where it turns the indicator off for you once you've made your turn after a few meters or 50 meters, whatever it might be. System settings, date, time, language, and oh, favorite button. Here we go. Look, so there's nothing set at the moment. So we've got these 4 buttons here. So if you want to set your favorites, we come here and you can just, you know, reset trip, grip heating. Ah, look, that's what we want, don't we? Grip heating on 1, I think. Seat heating on 2. Oh, lovely. Let's do that. Favorite button. Grip heating. What else have we got? Mute, pure ride, main menu, radio, heating, my vehicle, onboard computer. You can set whatever you want really, but I don't think I need to set anything else. Navigation maybe for 3. Yeah, why not? And I don't know what pure ride is. What's that all about? Always set that for 4. Okay, anyway, so that's how you set your favorites. We go back up with the menu button, and that's the settings. So as I say, the bike has got a radio as well, but we're not going to look at that today. But that's pretty much it for the screen, guys. And it's very, very easy and intuitive to use if you've already owned a BMW over the last few years. It's just a much bigger screen. So we'll turn the bike off so I don't flatten the battery. He says, turn the bike off, turn the bike off. So that's pretty much it for the bike walk around, guys. And I just want to say a big thank you to BMW Sycamore in WITHAM for allowing me out on this bike today. Like I say, I'm not on the grass today because it's too wet and I didn't want to damage the ground. The floorboards that you've got on the bike, I will try them out on the way back and we'll see how they work out. But overall, I'm really impressed with this bike. It's a very, very easy bike to ride for the size of the vehicle. And everything is intuitive, comfortable. The power is instant. It's just a really, really excellent ride. And this is the sort of bike that you could use in all situations, whether it be on the twisties, on the motorways, on the 40s and 50s, on your commute, and definitely to and around Europe if you wanted to go for longer rides. No problem at all. Just nothing really to sort of say negative about the bike at all, really. Obviously, it's an expensive bike, not in everybody's price bracket. But if you are in the market for one of these, then do get yourself down to Sycamore BMW in WITHAM and take this bike out for a ride. It's an absolute pleasure, guys, an absolute pleasure. The only other thing I haven't mentioned is the seat height, and I'm 6'3", and I just about can flat foot on this bike. So I'm assuming there's going to be seat options to allow shorter riders to be able to ride this bike, and I'll look into that and I'll put that information on the video once I've mixed it down as well. So nothing more to say than thank you very much for tuning in, and now I'm going to get back on this bike and enjoy the ride. Here we go, pulling away in second, no problem at all. Totally misting up now though, that's not good. Yeah, so pulling away in second, no problem at all. But yeah, this bike in the rain is equally adept and fun and secure and safe and quick as it is in the dry. I don't do much wet riding, to be completely honest with you guys, but today Storm Kieran has decided to rear its ugly head. And here in the southeast of England, we've had a lot of rainfall overnight during the day, and I've just caught a slight dry spell during the day, where it's still raining a bit here and there, but it's not torrential like it was earlier. So anyway, back to this bike. So yeah, absolutely impressed with this motorbike. Obviously it's a £21,000 motorbike, it should be absolutely awesome, but what I would say is when you look at these big bikes, it's not something that sometimes, especially perhaps younger riders, you don't look at this as an option. When I say younger, I mean like mid-20s, mid-30s, but you wouldn't look at this as an option maybe, because it's such a big bike, and maybe not as sexy as some of the other smaller bikes, but it's so quick, and really very, very impressive. Very comfortable, got a neutral sitting position, the mirrors are excellent, the screen is superb. The heated grips and seat, 5 levels of heat, and I have got level 3 on today for grips and seat because it's a bit chilly, and I've used the shortcuts down here to the left hand side, programmed them as I showed you on the bike walk around. I've programmed them for the heated grips and heated seat. The screen I'm not so impressed with, the electric screen. It's okay, but definitely it needs repositioning or an aftermarket screen putting on to give me, a 6'3" rider, enough cover from the elements. But really guys, really and truly, it's an absolutely beautiful motorbike, so comfortable and able to do everything that you're going to want to do on a motorbike, be that, you know, Sunday blasts, touring around Europe, going to the shops, up and down the country. You know, I think everything you need to do will be catered for with this motorbike, and it's more really about if it's your style or not, I suppose, really. But yeah, I mean, for me it's going to be an amazing motorbike. I'm just going very carefully on these wet roads because I do not want to have a slip. As we brake to allow this guy to go down here. Yeah, so, you know, super impressed with this motorbike. No negatives really. In fact, I've got one slight gripe, and that is the side stand, because it's not in front of the foot pegs, it's behind the foot pegs on the left hand side. So I kind of struggle to get the side stand out and put it away. But that's just because I'm quite tall. Oh, look out for the spray. So yeah, other than that, yeah, the screen and the side stand, I think those are the only things that I would say are negative on this motorbike. Other than that, it's absolutely amazing, guys. And I did have a problem with the filler cap, but I found if I pushed on it and then pulled, it came up. I really love the engine, I love the quick shifter, I love the comfort, the security the bike offers. It feels very secure, very good indeed. And overall, I just can't speak highly enough of this brilliant machine. It's great on the country lanes, it's excellent on the motorways, and very stable and easy to use even at slow speeds in the town. Acceleration is just wonderful, really. Got to be a little bit careful here, but very good. As I said before, here on the country lanes, she's an absolute pleasure to ride. Very comfortable, nice into the corners, even in these wet conditions. She gives you confidence, she's capable, grippy, and the balance and the poise is really nice. Great fun really, guys, absolutely brilliant fun. Roll off, you get the engine braking, roll back on, you get the speed. It's really good. Got a bit of a straight, let's get some speed up. Rock right, rock left. Absolutely brilliant, really. Beautiful, beautiful machine. These are the moments where, you know, I can feel what a great bike this is. Even over the bumps, this section's quite bumpy down here. And it's just very, very enjoyable. A bit of a straight. She just wants to go. A quick shifter up and down, and the engine braking makes everything really, really easy. Just got to be careful. Oh, loose stones, God, I hate that. Yeah, lovely, lovely motorbike. So that's a tick, 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 guys, really. Nothing this bike can't do. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for watching the video today. To my subscribers and people who have liked the videos, thank you very much indeed also. Really appreciate all of your input and your time. And I hope you enjoyed the video today. I'm hoping to be making another couple of videos before the season ends with a few other BMW bikes, but let's just see how that goes depending on work and weather. But nothing much left for me to say, guys, other than if you're interested in this bike, you know, get yourselves down to your local BMW dealership and have a go. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing machine. So, so good. So, so good. I've really enjoyed it today. Thanks very much to Sycamore BMW in WITHAM for allowing me out on this bike today. Until next time, guys, please do ride safe, and I'll see you on the next one. All the best now. Take care. Bye-bye. I just want to summarise this ride today and say a big thanks to WITHAM Sycamore for allowing me out on this motorbike. It's an amazing motorbike. I think the R1250 RT is probably the closest thing I've ridden to this bike, and it's just absolutely superb. It's so comfortable, so quick, and so easy to use. Within 10-15 minutes of being on the bike, you feel completely at home. If you're familiar with BMW motorbikes, then obviously the switchgear and the screen will feel very familiar. The screen is massive, it's really, really good. The seat's comfortable, you've got heated seats, heated grips, amazing brakes, excellent acceleration, great comfort at speed or on the twisties or even in town. And even though this bike is 335 kilos wet, it still feels like a very nimble machine, flickable even. You get a nice heat up from the engine. This time of year, it's October and it's a little bit colder. Sitting at lights, the heat does come up from the engine, so that's nice. For the summertime, you've got vents that you can open, as I showed you on the bike walk around, which will allow airflow into the cockpit. And there's so many great bits of tech on this bike that make it so, so comfortable. Yes, it's a very expensive machine at £21,000 for the base price, but if you are in the market for this kind of machine, then get yourself over here to Sycamore WITHAM and have a go on this machine. It won't disappoint. Big thanks to everybody who has watched today. If you've got any questions, please do leave them in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to you on them. It's very difficult to cover everything on such an amazing machine on a first ride review, but I will try and put everything in there and a link to the bike itself on the BMW Motorrad website. Thanks very much again for watching, guys. I appreciate every single one of you, and until next time, ride safe, and I'll see you on the next review. Thanks very much indeed. Cheers now. Bye-bye.